Hey guys, did you know that the Umbreon VMAX isn't the only Umbreon in Sword and Shield? Did you know that there are some great alternates to these expensive cards that you might not even know are in the set? I'm gonna dive straight into these cards and let me know which one is your favorite. Hey guys, back with another video. I'm here to talk about a few cards that are not on people's watch lists, but they should be in your collection. And I'm going to explain why. I'm going to show you some fan favorites that have some alternate cards that aren't on the expensive side. Let's start with the big man himself, Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies. This card has hit record highs of 1,700. It's been dropping down 1,560. You can find some listings for 1,300. I can't tell you what to do with your money, but that doesn't look like the best time to buy. Now you got Umbreon VMAX. The reason why I'm telling you those cards, the reason why I'm telling you these cards aren't the best buys, especially the ones that are super expensive, is because you're seeing people not even knowing what price to sell these at. But you have the trainer gallery cards like this Umbreon Brilliant Stars that has kind of stayed in the same price this whole entire time. Now the chart doesn't really tell the full story. This card was kind of really hyped, but it never went past $85. But you see people selling it for $100. You see this card was selling for $100, $115. Yes, this card was selling for over $100. And that's not what I want you guys to focus on. What I want you guys to really focus on is that this card, the cheapest that it's been ever since the beginning of the year, is 50, 58, high 50s to 60s, to the low 60s. And what price is it right now? 64. Now, if you guys don't want to pick this card up, more power to you, but I believe this is a safe time to buy this card. Just look for this card because it is an Umbreon. People are going to justify the price being over $100 just because it is an Umbreon. So the cheapest you can find it on TCG Player is $68. You can find the Japanese, Chinese for $35, $65. So what does that mean? You're probably not gonna find that card any cheaper than what it is now. Rayquaza VMAX. This card is an aesthetically pleasing card. It's a flex card. You don't really see this card too often. It kind of got lost to its big brother Umbreon VMAX. Same pull rates for these two, but one definitely got left in the dust. But what I can say is the Umbreon VMAX is probably going to tank more than the Rayquaza VMAX. Not because of the popularity, because Rayquaza is going to tank too, but I see Umbreon VMAX taking a bigger hit. The reason being is Rayquaza could probably drop back down to around 600, 650, and just like a $50 drop. But you have Umbreon VMAX that is at 1,500, but people are already listing it at around 1,200, and I could probably see it go under $1,000. So it's kind of hard to really think that, but I think it's possible. I think Umbreon VMAX will stay around $1,000, a little bit above or a little bit under. But Rayquaza VMAX, you see listings for 675. That means that card is probably going to be around six in the high 60s. I could see this card going down from 700, especially being that no one's really picking this card up around $700. Yes, you have on May 12th to the 18th, 11 items sold, 653 to 765. But that doesn't really tell the whole story. It's been kind of 2 weeks since someone actually bought the card for 600 or more, 650 more. But you have this amazing artwork that you have Rayquaza with Zina, and you kind of see that they're kind of. It looks like a card that they're about to get ready to battle someone. It just looks awesome, in my opinion. It's one of the best looking cards that are just. It's still super cheap. This card was $33 before the hype, before the bull market. It was $33, and now it's shot up to $80, and I don't see it going down. Maybe it goes down to 60, but I don't see it going back down to 30. The reason being is that it's such a nice looking card, and you kind of see Silver Tempest going up in value. And the the thing you guys gotta realize is someone's gotta be number two to Lugia. And I don't think there's a better card than the Rayquaza VMAX. Um, it is definitely one of the most iconic Pokemon, and then you got Zena, a new iconic character. Someone that's people know who she is. Um, it's not some random character that no one knows. Cheapest you can find it on TCG Player, $73. I'm telling you, if you can find this card under $70, I would pick it up. If you can find it for 50, that's a miracle, and that's definitely a buy. $70, if you really want to get the card, you can get the card for $70. I don't think it'll be that bad of a purchase. Sylveon VMAX, this card is still tanking from its highs. It was at 425 and is now currently for 345. So it's already dropped down $100, and it's still continuing to drop. You can find near mint copies for $290. That's kind of crazy to say.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Oh, Siri. But see, this is kind of crazy. Sylveon VMAX was selling for $400. People were FOMOing. Were FOMOing. They were afraid to miss out on this card. But the thing that they forget to realize is the card's got a stabilizing price before it even jumps up to another level. What you're seeing with these trainer galleries consistently is they are stabilizing. They are stabilizing. Look at this. Well, Umbreon VMAX from Brilliant Stars, that one's kind of weird, but it's still looking like it's stabilizing. You look at the Sylveon VMAX Brilliant Stars. It's been stable around $50, high 40s. This card hasn't really dropped from the sales. You see, it's kind of stayed the same amount of sales volume through the whole entire time, which is probably one of the most important things. If you compare this to Sylveon VMAX before the boom, a lot of sales volume. After the boom, not really a lot of sales. Look at this Rayquaza VMAX from Silver Tempest, consistently a lot of sales. Rayquaza VMAX, Evolving Skies. The sales have been there, but it's not as consistent as it was before. Umbreon VMAX from Brilliant Stars, pretty consistent. It's been consistent. If anything, look at this. This was the time it's been purchased the most, 82 items. around April. That card is definitely on the rise. Keep your eyes on it. Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies, same deal. It has been consistently, well, it hasn't been consistently. It's kind of dropped down. You see a couple drop downs. You kind of see it's been having really high volumes and then it just drops all the way down. So yeah, if you see a card that's been kind of stable, same amount of sales volume, that means the card is either a really good pickup or it's a safe time to buy that card. But if you have situations like the Sylveon VMAX, where before the boom it was super high volume sales, but after the boom it's very low sales, that means that card isn't that price. It shouldn't be that price. Most people wouldn't buy at that price. Gengar VMAX, this is another one. Check this out. This card has been consistently been selling before the boom, and then after the boom, it's been downhill. The sales have not been coming for this card. But I do believe this card should stay around $500. It's not going to be dropping to $300 back again. I think around $500 is a very safe pickup for this card. But if you don't want to spend crazy amount of spending power on that card, you can get a card like Morty's Conviction or the one from Lost Origins, the Trainer Gallery. But I just don't know about the Lost Origins one. It doesn't really have that character appeal to me. It's nice. You have the Misfortune Sisters there from Legends of Arceus, but Morty's Conviction kind of has that Gengar look to it. You kind of see Gengar in its full effect, coming out of the floor through its shadow portal, doing its shadow jutsu. No, shadow jutsu, shadow clone jutsu, whatever. But yeah, Gengar here, looks pretty dope. You have Morty, really recognized trainer from Gen 2. Temporal Forces is a set that people aren't really focused on. And you guys gotta remember, Gastly is also in this set. So people are gonna want to get Gastly and this card and the full art Gengar. And honestly, I'd rather have this card than the full art Gengar. Full art Gengar is nice, but it's like a $5 card. A full art should not be $20. It just spiked up. It was like a $10 card and then went to 25. This card is an SIR. It's very hard to pull. The sales volume has been consistent before the boom. Yes, it went down, but here you see the biggest amount of sales. So this can make and break the card. If the card sales keep continuing around $45, $50, this card will stay around that price. But if you see people selling it for under 40, this card could go down. Lost Origins, just a quick look at this card. It's been pretty consistent. You can say this card would be a better buy, especially because it's cheaper. But I just don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It's just not that card for me. If you like this card, I would say pick it up. I don't think it's gonna drop down to $5 ever again, especially because Lost Origins out of print and how expensive it is. Blaziken VMAX, definitely one of the best cards from Shelly Ryan. The best card, one of the best cards from Sword and Shield. This card is very hard to pull. You have a lot of alt arts from Chilling Reign, and this card is one of the most favorite ones. Has a fan favorite, Blaziken, going against Inteleon. This card wasn't really the most crazy card. That's why it's kind of around $300, high 300s. It's not like a Gengar or Giratina where people are like, this card is the grail. This card could is this card is better than the Moonbreon. Some people would say that about the Giratina Gengar, but this card is not one of them. It's definitely top 10, I would say, but it is not super crazy. And this card does seem like it's gonna be dropping down in value. In value, 325 is listing here, 345, 348, 350. But then you have the Blaziken VMAX from Silver Tempest. Guys, Silver Tempest and Brilliant Stars have some great trainer galleries. Go back and check those cards, especially during this time where we don't know what to buy because everything just seems like it's dropping in price. These cards are really great pickups. If you can find this card for under $20, which I'm pretty sure you can, it is a very nice card. You have May trying to catch up with Blaziken, making sure she doesn't fall off. See, you can get this card for 25 here, and I'm pretty sure if you go on eBay, you can get it for like $20. Not the craziest card, that's super expensive, but it's a very nice card to have in your collection. And the PSA 10 I think is under $100, so you know, if you are into that PSA 10 things, it's a very nice card to pick up. Pikachu EX from Surging Sparks. This card is a very hard card to pull. I think this card is valued around $300. Is not a bad price to pick it up, but I do think it will drop in value, maybe with the reprints, and especially due to how people probably resent this card. This card went from $250 to $300 already, to up to $450, $500. People were selling it for $600 and people were buying. The thing is, people were buying. The people buying at those prices, they are at fault. Nobody else's fault. If you bought at that high of a price, that is your fault. That is your fault. You decided to buy it at $600. This card is a very nice pickup. You know, for $300, you could see it around $200, I think, after reprints. Maybe not. Maybe, you know, scalper situation will still continue, but still a good card. But if you don't want to spend $200, $300, you can go on a budget and buy 10 of these for the price of one. Pikachu IR from 151, the best set from Scarlet and Violet. I don't think it's the best set. I kind of think it's I think it's a very good set, top 3 set from Scarlet and Violet, but I don't think it's the craziest set. Pikachu IR from the 151 is a super nice card. Definitely the art is one of the best from this set. You got Blastoise in the back, Growlithe. I think that's Gengar and Jigglypuff right there. Igglypuff. Gengar and Igglypuff right there. Psyduck. You know, you kind of see the scenery, Pikachu in the middle. Man, it's a very nice card. It went from $20 to $45, back down to $27. Guys, this card is going to explode. This card, look at this. The sales of this card. Look at this. The sales of this card is crazy. I'm telling you, this card is going to go off. They don't care what price this card is. People were still buying it for $40, $50, $60. People were still buying this card, but now you're getting it for $27. I'm pretty sure you can find $20 for this card. You can find a $20 card. Giratina V. This card is one of the grails of Sword and Shield. definitely you can say that. $500 plus 600. That's what you're gonna be spending on this card. And the sad thing is, you're probably not going to see this card drop down in volume and value. The volume has gone down. Maybe it does drop. Maybe it goes back to 400. Maybe it goes back to 300. Who knows? Um, I just don't see it happening. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I kind of hope I'm wrong on that. But I kind of hope all arts go down, because it's been crazy with these alt arts. They've never been this expensive ever. You know, straight out the jump, especially with like Mew and all these cards. They're like $500 off the jump. It's crazy. Yeah, for near mint, you gotta pay at least $500 on these. But you have an alternate here, the Giratina V-Star. This one is a great pickup right now. We're starting to see this card go back in value. This card has been consistently getting sales. This card has been consistently getting sales this whole entire time. It's not like it's, one and done. Before the bull market, it's been getting sales. No, people respect it being a little bit below $200. People respect that price, and people are buying it at that price. But you can get this card for 165 near mint. You can get this card for 170. This card is definitely one to pick up. If you want to get all four of the Crown Zenith cards, more power to you. I think all of them are going to go up, especially because they went down. And just because there's a lot more in the market due to the Sea and Sky boxes, I don't think that really affects it. I think these cards are going to go up due to the fact that now you're seeing less Crown Zeniths in the market. Less people want to open it. So you're gonna see these cards go up later on. But yeah, that's about it, guys. It's been quite a ride during the Pokemon market, but there are some exceptional cards that I'm not saying will make